All right, so welcome to penthouse tour number 2 here at Arrive Upper Kirby. I got to tell you guys, I've sold high-rise a lot in my career, and sometimes developers, they have space, they just don't know what to do with this. This is one of the most insane layouts I've ever seen. Guys, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths in 3,000 square feet. Are you kidding me? So look at this right here. I guess you could make this an office. I'm assuming that's what you would do with this space. So that's space number 1. And then you have a nice utility room. I love the fact that they chose these black wash and dry. You don't often see that. There's a sink in here, plenty of cabinet space, plenty of countertop space. As we come down the hall, you have bathroom number 1. So Morgan, I'll let you take a peek in there. And this is pretty cool because they actually have a true water closet. The commode area has a door on it, so it's nice for privacy.
Got your linen closet, or cabinetry, sorry.
Cool. And before we show the showstopper over here, we have to show what's considered to be bedroom number 2. But in all my years of real estate, you can't count a room a bedroom unless it has a closet and a window. So this does not have a window, but it's a very cool space, and they are literally calling this bedroom number 2. So take a look at this. It's actually a very large room. I like the fact that they did the wood trim here on this wall. Some people may even turn this into a big office or a fitness room. If this is a couple, this is a great space because you can do whatever you want with this. Now, what's behind door number 1? You have this wonderful barn door here, and take a look at this, folks. So you have a closet, and I believe California Closets did the closets that are in this particular unit. So there's plenty of, hanging space. There's dresser drawers that are built in. And I like these barn doors.
Me too.
What's the word you would use on these barn doors?
Sexy.
I knew you was going to say that. All right. So bedroom number 2, or whatever you want to call it. They also did at the top, they did some crown molding.
Yes.
So it almost looks like whoever was in this particular unit prior to it being available, maybe they did the upgrades. I don't know. But
I love the crown molding. I love the framing.
It's nice.
Those are the touches that I live for.
But this is it. I mean, look at the expansiveness of the view. Folks, this is one of the larger great rooms we've seen, not only touring high-rises, but even touring single-family homes. This is huge. 3,000 square feet. Let's start with the kitchen. So you have a nice, long, expansive island, nice quartz countertops. These folks are the GE Cafe series appliances in here, but this has become very, very popular, the black with the brass. So take a look at this range here, really nice. Nice black hood. Cabinets are also nice. Soft close on the cabinets as well as the drawers. Very cool. And Morgan, I want to point this out because this is the first I've seen this in any of our tours. You literally have a wine refrigerator here with 2 sides, and you can set the temperature on each side. So maybe reds on one side, whites on the other, but that's a nice touch. Nice deep basin sink. And check a look at the faucet here. Brass and black.
Sexy.
Even the pendant lights have some brass around the top. So they really coordinated the colors nicely. Here's your dishwasher. And your microwave right here, very nice, and I really like the refrigerator. And Morgan, I'm gonna let you walk into the pantry here, but you can tell this is custom done because generally you'll see a pantry with just some regular shelves in here. You have some pull-out drawers. I mean, you have slots here to put your baking pans and so forth. I mean, this is nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen an apartment be so considerate of these types of touches.
I agree with you. I mean, but I really think whoever lived here before may have done this because they probably lived here long term and they wanted to dress it up to their likes. I don't know, but folks, this space is gigantic. And this building is known for its oval shape, so you can see that the balcony kind of wraps around, but it's curves. And you have views up here all the way from the Galleria area to River Oaks to Montrose into downtown. Really, really nicely done. Over 200 degrees of view from up here. Let's take a look at this primary bedroom. This I think is one of the larger primary bedrooms I've seen. And I love the height of the ceilings. I like the floors that they chose in here. As you mentioned earlier, Morgan, the higher baseboards are really nice. This is a clean unit. The other thing I'll point out, and right above your head, Morgan, is a speaker, but I've noticed surround sound speakers throughout the entire unit. All right, let's take a look at the primary bath. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So you have a standalone soaking tub. I love the black hardware in here, quartz countertops, dual basin sink, large mirror. It is backlit here for touch, if you will. And then the shower, nice walk-in shower, full tile surround, mud set, bench, really cool. And the closet is also nice. It is narrow, folks, but it's nice. So Morgan, I'm gonna let you walk in and show the closet. But once again, as I mentioned earlier, I believe custom closets were done by California Closets. And this is narrow, but there's tons of hanging space in here. There's drawers built in. And that, Morgan, is just like a utility area there, but tons of space here.
This is insane.
You like it, huh? Now you're gonna want this.
Nice.
Now you're gonna want this apartment instead.
Yeah, can we go 50-50 on this one instead?
50-50. Oh God.
But I only get to live here. And
but only you live
get
here
this
at
bedroom.
50-50. Well, I can't live here anyway. But yeah, so folks, leave a message in the comments. Have you all seen, really, this is a 1 bedroom plus some extra areas in 3,000 square feet with these kind of views? I don't know. I would have to think in New York City, San Francisco, Miami, Chicago, LA, something like this.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. This on a rental, I would think it has to be
20,000?
20, 25, maybe even $30,000. I know in New York City, some of those rental buildings are 3,000 a foot sometimes.
Wow.
So Houston folks has some excellent values. So leave me a message in the comments. What are your thoughts on this penthouse? I really like it. What do you think about it? All right, let's move on to the next unit. All right, so welcome to the penthouse, folks. This is the smallest of the penthouse units here at Brava. Let me give you the specs. This is 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, plus a den, about 1,850 square feet, and just got listed on the market just below $7,000. Folks, I think you're gonna really like it. The penthouse units here come with some perks that we haven't heard about any other buildings having. So once again, Brava's kicking it up a notch and giving you a little bit more bang for your buck. So Morgan, let's start right here with the powder room. And once again here, I love the finishes at this building. I'll let you go in, I'll get out of the mirror there. But I love the tile backsplash going all the way up to the ceiling. The lighting, everything in this building is nice. Here in the entryway, you have kind of your little mud area. Nice cabinetry. Okay, that's your coat closet there. Cubby space. Plenty of room here to hang some art, some nice pictures. And stepping inside, this is a nice feature at Brava, is tons of storage and cabinet space. We don't typically see this at most of the high rises. And when you're living high-rise living or apartment living in general, Usually you're like, I don't have enough storage space. Brava has answered that and solved that problem for most. All right, so take a look at this kitchen, Morgan. Really expansive island. Other little features like this little niche right here if you want to put a vase or something just for design purposes. Nice pendant lighting. Another little touch here is your electric outlet is on the counter. It's a pop-up. And then here on the island itself, as you can see, there's tons of cabinet space. These are wonderful cabinets, very nicely designed, soft close. You have a beverage refrigerator here, or let's call it a wine fridge. You also have your combination of oven and microwave. By the way, folks, Bosch appliances, nice. And here is your dishwasher. Under cabinet lighting, plenty of cabinet space, full tile backsplash, cooktop as opposed to a range. I really like the presentation of this kitchen. Now here's where some of the other penthouse perks begin. This is your refrigerator. It is built in, looks like it's just another cabinet. Fridge on top. You have your freezer drawer on the bottom. Very nice size. So that's perk number one. Now as we're going through, let me point out a couple of things. You're gonna see on this high-rise tour, you're gonna see the Sky Lounge, which was one of the great amenities they have here. People who rent and lease the penthouse units can lease that space out once a month at no cost, complimentary. And that space is really nice. And normally if you wanted to, it's $1,500 to lease that space out. The other perk that they give you here is maid service once per month, complimentary. So those are some of the perks of penthouse units. Now folks, looking in here, you can see you also have a fireplace. This is another nice perk of having a penthouse unit. And reflecting back on the island here, plenty of room for bar stools. The views aren't going to be too great today because it's a little overcast, but you have floor to ceiling view here, nice windows. Morgan, let's step out on the balcony real quick. And another perk of having a penthouse here is you have a barbecue grill on your patio. So for those of you who say, oh, I need a barbecue and this and that, a lot of high rises won't allow this, but the penthouses, they have it built in, it's gas. I think that is a really great touch. And you can see this patio or balcony, I should call it. It is pretty wide, so you have plenty of room to put a table and chairs out here. Even though it's gloomy out, it's still a pretty fantastic view. What do you think, Morgan? Absolutely. Yeah, it's nice. All right, so let's head back inside and let's start with the secondary bedroom area. But before we get into the secondary bedroom, this is the den / study. You can make it a workout area, a yoga area, whatever you'd like to do, but you can see you have these nice curved windows here. The architectural design of this building is pretty impressive. All right, now let's step over here. You have your laundry room. I'll let you go inside because behind the door, you also have a sink in here. Plenty of cabinet space as well. So very adequate, especially for a high-rise building. This is your secondary bedroom. It's not the largest. I would say you could do a queen-size bed in here, but look at the views. I mean, floor to ceiling windows. Nice. And here is your secondary bathroom. Morgan, I'll let you go in, but you can notice there on the shower, it is a walk-in shower, full tile surround, mud set, nice size closet. And the other thing, as I pointed out in some of the other units that we've toured in this building, is you do have 8-foot high doors. And that is a really nice touch. All right, so let's work our way back across to the primary bedroom. And notice here you have a pocket door. And this bedroom is obviously larger. You can do a king size bed in here and still have room to do a dresser drawers right here on this wall. Once again, really nice view. I love the primary bathroom. This also has a pocket door. And you have a separate soaking tub and a walk-in shower. Full tile surround. Really cool features here like this sink. I don't think we've seen a sink like this.
I know, and I'm glad you pointed that out because I just noticed that.
Yeah, so instead of having two separate bowls or basins here, you have one long one, two faucets. The linear lighting is pretty cool. You also have down lighting here. So very nicely done. Full tile backsplash here behind the soaking tub. This is cool. And here is your water closet. And this is an interesting feature because they actually did a full tile surround in the water closet. Now, the closet is not that large, but probably adequate for most folks. So Morgan, I'm going to ask you the question. Out of all the buildings we've toured, because it seems like on every one we tour, you're like, I think I'm going to move here. How are you feeling about Brava in comparison to the other buildings we've toured?
I would say Brava is definitely my top choice.
Top choice. Okay, folks, I got it out of her. She can't renege on this now. We're gonna keep you there with this being your top choice. So folks, that is the penthouse unit. The other units are occupied, and there's one that's a lot larger than this. They're gonna show it to us, but they're in the process of cleaning it, so we probably won't be able to show it on the channel. But thanks for taking a tour with us through this penthouse unit. So we finally made it to the last penthouse unit. As you can see, this is unit number 1136. This unit, folks, is a little over 2,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,700 square feet, all on one level. As we step into the entryway, you have basically your mudroom and a coat closet. And take a look at this little rotunda ceiling right here. But before I take you into the main living area, let's shoot down to the left and show you one of the secondary bedrooms. I like the fact that they didn't skimp on anything. They even have tray ceilings in here. You can see these ceilings are pretty high. Look at the view you have from here. Really, really nice. Ensuite bathroom, beautiful cabinetry, nice quartz countertops, and a walk-in shower, glass frame, handheld mud set, really nicely done. And here, just opposite the entry, you have bedroom number 2. And you can see these are nice sized bedrooms. Walk-in closet, beautiful cabinetry. And here is your ensuite bathroom, beautiful tile on the floors, nice quartz countertops. I really love the tile that they chose in these showers. And this has a slightly different view, but also still very nice, kind of looking out over the residential area. And you have really high windows, so you do get a lot of natural light. And coming back across the entryway, let's go into the main living area in the kitchen. Folks, you can see how spacious this room is. Very high windows. But this kitchen is absolutely beautiful. You have your wolf appliances. Take a look at the range, folks. I love the red handles. You have a pot filler, beautiful stainless vent hood, large island. This will easily seat 4 people. Fisher and Paykel dishwasher, nice deep basin sink. You have a trash pullout right here and a wine refrigerator. Take a look at the Sub-Zero refrigerator and freezer. And here you have your pantry with a decent amount of shelving. Folks, leave a message in the comments. How do you like this penthouse unit? And we will come back to the view in a second. And I'm going to take you down across the other side of this apartment and head towards the primary bedroom. But before we get there, in this corridor, you have basically, it's kind of like a pocket office. So you have a nice setup here. If you just need to put a laptop or even a desktop, nice little room off of the corridor here to get some work done. And you also have a powder room. So this is technically 3.5 bathrooms. Really nice. Before we get to the primary, you have your laundry room here. Nice tile on the floors. Full-size washer and dryer. Sink. This is really nicely done. And you do have a service door here that can lead out into the main corridor. Now let's step inside your primary and we'll look at the actual bedroom first. But this is really nicely set up. So basically, over here to the left, this could be a little lounge area, seating area. You could definitely put a TV on the wall there. Chase lounge if you'd like. And here is the main part of the bedroom. So easily you can do a king size bed. You also have a door that leads out to a balcony right off of your primary. So this is really nicely done. I love the way this room is angled to give you some separation if you wanted to do a seating area. And here is your walk-in closet. Very nice size. Love the cabinetry that they chose in here. The island in the middle has 8 drawers there. Beautiful. Folks, leave a message in the comments. What do you think about this unit? And here is your primary bathroom. Walking inside a double door entry, you see your nice large soaking tub with a full tile surround. You have your large walk-in shower to one side and one of your sinks. So you have dual sinks in here. They're separated, which is nice. Beautiful shower. And the other side, you have your other sink. And here is your water closet. Once again, folks, 2,730, I believe, square feet. Penthouse unit here on the 11th floor. This lays out like a home, like a ranch style home. Let's take a quick look at the views. Starting to clear up a little bit. But I love when you're in this Memorial Park area, all of the trees. We'll zoom in on that skyline. So Morgan, I'm excited to show our viewers this penthouse. We're here at Bowen River Oaks. My first time in this building, by the way, and I'm absolutely loving it. So folks, this penthouse unit is 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2,265 square feet. It's currently listed for a little over $7,600 a month, but guess what? They have a lot of specials here, so depending on when you lease, you may even get up to 2 months free. So you can prorate that rent. We can talk about that later when you call me, but let's take a look at this unit. Morgan, I don't even know where we should start. Let's go this way. So folks, just outside of the foyer, actually, let's go back a little. There is a coat closet right here, and it's a big coat closet. I mean, it's deep. Normally they're not deep, they're shallow. So it's pretty nice. Very tall ceiling. I think they're about 12 feet. They could be a little bit higher. So we are on the penthouse floor. What's this unit number, Morg?
P23.
P23, okay. So coming down the hallway here, you have another closet, which this is kind of like a pantry adjacent to kitchen, but you can use it for whatever. Right, linen closet. And then here you have your powder room. So Morgan, I'll let you go in there and take a look, but man, I really love the finishes. They did a great job coordinating the countertops with the flooring, the mirrors, the light fixtures, really nice. But look at this great room. We are in a corner unit right now, so the views are phenomenal. Now, if you come over to this window, Morgan, show the view out this way. I mean, this is really nice. This is what high-rise living is all about. We're in the River Oaks area, so there's tons of shopping, tons of restaurants. You have a balcony here that you can enter from this side, which is really the great room, and also from the kitchen side. In the distance, you have the downtown Houston skyline. This is really nice. But the kitchen, I really love this kitchen. So you have a very expansive island here. It does have the waterfall edge on it. Nice drawers. Look at the hardware. Everything here is soft close. This is just beautifully done. And guess what, folks? Fisher and Paykel appliance package. You actually have a double oven. You have a microwave. You have a nice cooktop 5-burner. Love the full backsplash here. Along the island, you also have a wine refrigerator. Under cabinet lighting. And this tripped me out because the soft close on here is like super slow. Like they're not even messing around with it being soft close. It's really slow. But the hardware is nice, deep basin sink, Fisher and Paykel refrigerator, freezer drawer on the bottom. And when I mentioned that was a pantry, that was really, like Morgan said, a linen closet, because here's your pantry right here off the kitchen. And then we'll step outside real quick. This is your balcony. And it's long, it's not very deep, but it's long, so you can easily put a few chairs out here, a couple of little, maybe a cocktail table or some little occasional tables. It's a great place to come hang out, have a glass of wine. But this is nice.
I don't feel like I'm in Houston, and I love that.
Really? You love that? But you know what? Maybe this should be your next apartment, Morgan.
You'll go
Oh,
on the rent.
if I go half on the rent. You see how my daughter's trying to work? I already pay her for her videography, but she's still trying to work me. Goodness gracious. All right, so follow me this way. And entryway foyer to the left. And here's your, can't call it a mud room, but it's a mud area. You have some nice hooks here, some cabinet space. Also love the generous use of quartz here. And here to the left, you have a nice utility room. You have a sink in there, full-size front-loading washer and dryer, tons of cabinet space. Really nice. And once again, it's 2 bedrooms, 2,265 square feet. This is the secondary bedroom. Both of them have an ensuite, full bathroom. Love the height of the windows here. The view is just great. And Morgan, I'll let you go in again and show them the bathroom. But I love the countertops. I love all the hardware they use here. Nice tile surround on the tub shower combination. How do you like this?
I love this, and I love that there's a window in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, because a lot of times they're closed off. Yeah, absolutely. I also like the flooring that they chose, and the color of the walls is really nice. Everything complements. And here, folks, we are in the primary bedroom. Once again, look at the expansive windows here. High-rise living the way it should be. And this is a large bedroom. Unfortunately, I don't have this, with furniture, but you can obviously, this can easily fit a king-size bed. This room is wide, it's long, plenty of space in here. And let's take a look at this primary bathroom. One thing I'll point out here is the length of the countertop here. It's pretty long. A lot of times the sinks are a lot closer together. Right here behind the door, you have a nice tub, full tile surround, and you have a separate walk-in shower, full tile surround again, mud set. This is beautifully done. But folks, the highlight of this is the closet. So this is a closet my wife might even like.
Yes, does this get the Melanie stamp of approval?
Maybe, but I think so, maybe, So this would obviously be my side or his side, but nowadays men are even a lot more fashionable, so sometimes the man has more than the woman has. It's rare. And then you have this other side here. So it would be nice to have another rack or rods or pull downs at the top to give you some more hanging space, but this is really nice. Nice size closet. All right. So 2,265 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, $7,600 and change. This is nice. And don't forget, they will have some specials depending on when you come that can change. But right now, I think it's up to 2 months free. So factor that into the 7,600. To be in River Oaks, this is a great value for a unit of this size. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is really, really nicely done.
You got Galleria down the street, River Oaks District, walking distance. Other shops walking distance. Restaurants are main.
Yeah, this is the place to be, and you're close to the freeway.
Yeah, 610.
610 is right there, so you can get in and out of here really quickly. But folks, definitely leave a message in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see you come back and watch future videos that we're gonna post. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you if you want to see a particular property in Houston or building that I haven't already featured on the channel. Let me know. Hit me up. Give me some comments. Today on Inside Houston Real Estate, we are back at Driscoll River Oaks. We previously filmed the entire building for you all about 8-9 months ago, and I got a call that the penthouse is available to film, so I rushed over here today. Folks, this is the largest penthouse that we've filmed on Inside Houston Real Estate, and I can't wait to show it to you. So let me give you the specs. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, an oversized mudroom, plus a study, 3,838 square feet, and it hit the market for $16,800 per month. Not only is it the largest penthouse that we filmed, but it is also the most expensive. So without any further ado, let's get this tour started. Okay, so we're on the 29th floor. This building actually goes up to the 30th floor, but the penthouses are on the 29th and the 30th floor. So this unit is absolutely massive. Folks, think of how many homes you've been in that were over 3,800 square feet that were on 2 levels. Or if it was on 1 level, a big ranch style house, it was quite the spread. So right now we just stepped inside. We are in the foyer. You can see you have nice flat walls here, plenty of room to hang some art, some collectibles. And before we go further into the apartment, I want to go down this hallway because here you have your two secondary bedrooms. And look at all the wall space in here. I mean, this is awesome. Larger room here to the right, full size, front loading, washer and dryer. Nice cabinetry, including a small sink here in the laundry room. Good shelving, a rod for you to hang some clothing, stuff that can't go in the dryer. But I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. You have this vinyl flooring in here, so it looks like hardwood, but it's not, but it's nicely done. And also, before we get to the bedrooms, you have a coat closet here to my left. And folks, look at the views. Seriously. So here's secondary bedroom number one. Large picture window. Very high ceilings in here. And as I've mentioned on the channel before, I can touch 8 feet. So these door frames are 8 feet high. So I have to guess that these are approximately 11 feet, 11-foot high ceilings. All of the bedrooms have an ensuite bathroom, quartz countertops here in the bathroom, nice large mirror. I like the tile that they did in here. I believe this building was built in 2020. Full tile surround in your glass frame shower, mud set tile, and a bench. This is nicely done. And folks, take a look at the walk-in closet. Remember, this is a secondary bedroom. And I guess the only thing I could have asked for is if they had to went up one more level high with the rods for some more hanging space. But this is a large closet for a secondary bedroom. You also have in this bedroom a linen closet. And I meant to say in this bathroom, a nice sized linen closet for all your towels and everything. And folks, as we get ready to leave this bedroom, take a look at the view. It's a really overcast day today, but I mean, you can see just about everything. Tremendous views. All right, so that's secondary bedroom number one. Let's take a look at secondary bedroom number two, right next to it. Another large picture window. And as I mentioned before, all of the bedrooms have ensuite baths. So a lot of cabinet space. And you have a tub shower combination. Once again, a full tile surround. And that's a large, very wide tub. And take a look at the closet in here. Another large closet for a secondary bedroom. And I just can't get over the size of this unit. I mean, over 3,800 square feet, all on one level. Really nice. Once again, tons of wall space to hang family portraits, art, and so forth. And over here, as we're just past the entryway to the left here, they're calling this kind of an oversized mudroom. So it is actually large enough if you wanted to put a little tiny desk in here or make it maybe a little yoga room or something along those lines to do some stretching. You can do that. There is a closet here as well, and I guess that's why they're calling this a mudroom, but there is a coat closet. And I love, right ahead from the entryway, you have this wall niche here that's done with a marble herringbone pattern with the tile. And take a look at the circular kind of a rotunda here with the chandelier hanging down. Really nice, more wall space. And before I show you the living area and the kitchen, we might as well show you the primary bedroom and bath, which is just fantastic. The other thing I do want to point out is there is a powder room, beautiful wallpaper in here, nice sconce lighting over the vanity, floating cabinet sink. And this is really nice, folks, because we've been in a lot of model homes that are decorated similar to this, and this is an apartment. So beautiful job here. And now we're going to step into the primary bedroom, and it's on a nice angle when you walk in. The light here in the closet's automatic, so it just turned on as I got close to the door here. But take a look at this, folks. This is a nice size closet, obviously larger than the other two closets that we showed you in the secondary bedrooms. A lot of hanging space, nice mirror in here. Cubicles for shoes, sweaters, what have you. Nice size closet, and it does have a double door entry into the closet. And here's your primary bedroom. And this, obviously, we're on the corner of the building, so this is a very nice sized bedroom. Not floor to ceiling windows, but pretty darn close. And I wish it was a clearer day today, but it's not. But you do have a nice I'll get this door open. You have a really nice patio here. And actually, it's starting to drizzle outside. But if you take a look around, you can imagine on a clear day how nice this is. All right, here's your primary bedroom from the angle of the balcony. So tons of natural light can flood into this room with all of these large windows. You have nice baseboards, ceiling fan, just a really nice large space. But the highlight is obviously this primary bathroom. So folks, take a look at this. Now, before I get any further in, as soon as you walk in, immediately to the right, they have a flat screen TV hanging on the wall, built-in drawers. So you have 12 drawers here. Nice countertop space. And if you're like me, when you're getting ready in the morning, you might want to turn on your favorite news channel or what have you, so you can, while you're getting ready. This is your water closet. This is also rare to have a window, especially this large of a window in the water closet. More cabinetry as well. But I love the presentation of this bathroom. Look at the beautiful marble countertop. Herringbone tile pattern on the wall. Nice sconce lighting. And here you have his and her sinks. And then you also have a vanity area. But what do you think, folks? Leave a message in the comments. Could you imagine yourself coming home, long day of work, stressed out, want to relax, and you can just come get in this big soaking tub, especially at night, the lights will be on. The presentation here is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And you have dual sinks. So let me give you this angle here. So his and hers, his and his, hers and hers, whatever you want. But this is just beautifully done. Everybody has their own little space. I like the fact that they put this little kind of partition wall separating the areas. And take a look at this glass frame, very large shower. You have two rain heads, two regular shower heads, two handhelds, and it's floor to ceiling tile going all the way up. They even wrapped it around the corner here close to the window. And let me open the glass door so you can get a better look. Definitely leave me a message in the comments. What do you think about this particular penthouse? Mud set, easily get 2 people in this shower. You have bench seating. I think this is absolutely beautifully done. And then you have another water closet. So not only do you have 2 shower heads, 2 rain heads to accommodate both people, 2 sinks, but you have 2 water closets. And this is definitely a first on the channel to see 2 water closets in a primary bathroom. We've seen this before in some homes that we filmed. So very thoughtful design. And now we will head back out and go into the main living area. Folks, and I love the angle you come in here on. Now, before we get into the main part, off to the right here, there is a study/office with a huge picture window here. Look at the size of the space. Once again, these windows really allow the natural light to flood in and maximize the views you have. And if you are living in a penthouse, you want to have some views. All right, so that's your study/office. And folks, here's your great room. This place is absolutely massive. Windows going all the way around. Over here to the right, as you step into the great room, you have a dry bar with a wine refrigerator, tons of cabinet space. You have down lighting, beautiful marble countertops. And straight ahead, that is downtown Houston skyline. So these are just some tremendous views. You have a fireplace that is bookended by floating wood shelves with down lighting and cabinet space below. Awesome. We'll take a look at this beautiful kitchen. Nice size refrigerator surrounded by cabinets going all the way on each side and above. You have a double oven and a microwave built in. Beautiful marble island. 5-burner gas cooktop. Nice commercial style vented hood. Under cabinet lighting with a full backsplash. Folks, definitely leave me a message in the comments. What do you think about what I'm sharing with you today? You have this kind of dual basin or 60-40 split sink here. Another window. And once again, downtown skyline straight ahead. Your dishwasher's right there. And give you a view of this side of the island. This is set up perfectly for entertaining. So if you're in the kitchen preparing, you have a view of all your guests. This is nicely done. Let me take you outside onto the terrace. Look at the size of your terrace. Nice. You even have an outlet out here, so if you need to plug something in. And as I mentioned, straight ahead, you have downtown. I'm going to try to zoom in for you so you can get a better look at that. I'll try to go slow. So there's your downtown skyline. And you can see there's still construction going. Tons of construction on new buildings here in Houston. Now, what I'd also like to mention, folks, is we just launched an apartment locating site called Apartment Guru HTX, apartmentguruhtx.com. So if you are looking to move to the Houston area, definitely need to go to that site if you're looking to rent or lease anywhere in Houston, and we will take good care of you. Just simply go to the site, fill in your information about what you're looking for, and let us go to work for you. Put in your price point, the number of bedrooms, size of unit that you're looking for, and what part of town that you're interested in. Houston is pretty spread out, so there's a lot of wonderful areas. So once again, that's apartmentguruhtx.com. And my daughter Morgan and I will be happy to assist you and help you find your next dream apartment here in the Houston area. So what you just saw once again is a beautiful penthouse apartment on the 29th floor here at Driscoll River Oaks. And if you'd like to tour this building or any of the other buildings, like I said, reach out to Apartment Guru HTX or simply give us a phone call. Our information will be in the contact area below in the description. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.